Canada. I got the information from one of my colleagues that there has been a case filed against you, but you're short of money. You don't have money right now, right?
No, I have nothing.
That's Dawn Belmonte of Woodbridge being cheered today by thousands of people after posting a video of her out scamming the scammers, these so-called CRA scammers, saying you owe taxes and pay them now, you'll be arrested, the RCMP are on their way, and they really turn up the screws, you know. And Dawn Belmonte of Woodbridge would have none of it, and knew this was a scam and decided to turn the tables a little bit and actually got them at the end to admit there was a scam. You just heard most of the audio of this amazing video, and Dawn Belmonte joining us now. Hello, Dawn.
Hi, Larry.
I'm one of tens of thousands cheering you on. I thought it was brilliant. Way to go.
Thank you.
So tell me how this began. Did you get a message from them and then have time to kind of plan this out in your mind, or was it spontaneous?
We got the message, and my husband and I were sitting outside on the porch, and I said, you know what, let's play with them. Not even expecting them to pick up, because a lot of times they don't answer the phone, or the phone, you can't ring back. But they answered, and I literally flew by the seat of my pants. The name that I came up with was right off the top of my head. There was no pre-planning. It was just, let's go with it.
Wow. It's so, I mean, if anybody didn't know the situation, they would feel so bad for you, and he did, didn't he?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you knew it was a scam, though. You weren't ever afraid that the CRA was after you for back tax?
No, absolutely not. I knew it was a scam right from the beginning.
Now, had you just heard of the scam before, or how did you know?
I've heard lots of people who have been touched by it, but they've called the house before as well, and a few times I've just ignored the calls. So yeah, I've known it all along that it was a scam.
So at what point, so you said just you and your husband said, wouldn't it be fun to play around?
Right.
Yeah, and you called them back and they answered. Wow.
Yep. And they had us on the phone for about 9 minutes, just read out all of the charges against me and the codes and the sections of each code that I was supposedly going to be charged under, and all the fines that were going to be levied against me, and basically came up with a number of $2,500, and that if I didn't pay it, it would turn into $24,000 or $25,000 with penalties, and then an RCMP officer would be coming to get me to arrest me, and a lawsuit would be filed against me in the municipal court.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm just thinking of the people who have fallen for this. I mean, it's really pretty serious if you're unaware or if you're vulnerable. Gosh.
Yeah, they're very, very convincing, and they're very, very persistent.
So you just decided to say, I have no money.
Yeah.
And you built the story on that.
Yep, and then I embellished and embellished and embellished some more, thinking he was just going to end up hanging up on me because he was trying to get water from a dry well. And he kept on and kept on. And then we hung up the first time. I just surrendered, and I said, send the police. I just need some time to find someone to take care of my kids. And he said, fine, that's what I'll do. We hung up, and then I came in the house, and I thought that was it, and we had a bit of a laugh. And the phone rang again, and it was him again. And as soon as I knew it was him, I started recording.
And now he started to offer you what, a deal, like, okay, pay 10% now.
Right.
He's probably on a quota. He's probably trying to get at least some money out of you.
Exactly. He would take anything I would give him. And he was, even after knowing all my story with my husband being in jail and not having 6 kids and only my 6 kids and pets and not having money for milk, he still wanted me to pawn things. He wanted me to phone my relatives and friends in the United States to borrow money from the neighbor that lent me $5 for the milk. He was just going, my line of credit at my bank, he just wanted to get something from me somehow.
And then, my parents have passed and I'm an only child.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you left that life, your husband brought you to Canada, that started a new life, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I had to now I'm thinking, okay, I want him to think I'm desperate. And the way he might want to go with me is that if I'm not in Canada legally, maybe he would up the ante to try and really scare me so that I wouldn't be deported. So
it didn't go the way it went, which, as a matter of fact, let's hear that part again of how he finally caves.
No, let me tell you one thing. No need to cry. One thing over here, do not get worried about anything, because this is whatever we have told you is totally wrong. This is a scam. and we were just trying to take money out of you. Okay?
Oh my goodness.
Now you just need to take care that from now onwards, if you get any call from anybody asking you for money, make sure don't pay anything to them.
Isn't that amazing? He admitted that. Now, what if he hadn't? What was your plan, or did you have one?
I didn't have one. My goal sort of partway through the phone call was to keep him on the line as long as I could, because I figured the longer he was talking to me, the less chance he would have to scam somebody else. He shocked me completely. I was dumbfounded when he did confess, because I thought, oh my gosh, did he just admit that he's scamming? But yeah, my goal was to keep him on as long as I could. And I was just going to go with the story. I just have to keep my lies straight.
That's always the challenge with lying, is
yep.
remember what you said, right?
Yeah, and the longer the call goes, the harder it is to do that.
Right. And at some point, you probably just, I'm done, and you'd hang up,
Yeah, yeah.
But then this stunning admission, I've never heard that before. I know people play with scammers sometimes if they know they're scammers, but I've never heard somebody just elicit that kind of response from a scammer. Wow.
Yeah, and not only did he just confess, but he warned me against any further phone calls. He kind of just did his own public service announcement.
Now, I saw a TV report with you in it where you did get another call. Sounded like the same group.
Yes, it was. I was just finishing up an interview here in my kitchen. We were cleaning up, getting ready for them to go home or to leave, and the phone rang, and it was long distance. And before I saw who it was, I said, "Wouldn't it be funny if it was the scammers?" And lo and behold, it was. We were shocked. So we picked it up, and it was a recorded message saying that this was my final warning, and that they were going to issue a warrant for my arrest if I didn't call the number immediately. And so we decided that I would call back as the same persona I used yesterday, and I phoned back and said, put on my crying voice again and said, "You told me it was a scam yesterday, and I thought everything was okay, and now you're telling me I owe money again." And he said, "Well, who's the officer you spoke to?" And I said, "I don't know. Can you look it up under my name?" And he said, "Okay, what's your name?" And I said, I can't even remember the name, like Marissa Silvera. And he said, "Oh, no, I'm looking for Don Belmonte." So I said, "Don Belmonte, who's that?" And he said, "That's the person we're looking for. It's not you. We must have called the wrong number. You can hang up." So
you scammed him again.
I scammed him again, I guess.
By the way, your crying voice is really good. Tell me you don't use that on a regular basis to get what you want.
No, you know what? I think I will from now on. It's gonna be a lot of attention. I should start using it with my husband.
Now, you originally planned to tape this, to just share it with some friends and things?
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be for fun. It was going to be a laugh, and people would have fun, hearing me scamming a scammer. And it just, within hours, it exploded. I'm just absolutely shocked that it's gone as quickly as it has. And I think it's because it's touched the nerve of so many people. So many people have been scammed. So many people know people who have been scammed. And I'm finding, too, I'm getting inbox messages on Facebook saying, I received a phone call this morning from this number. I Googled the number and your video came up. And thank you so much, because if I didn't see your video, I was going to go into panic. So I'm so pleased that there is awareness out there now, and the people that didn't know about this are hearing about it.
Well, that's the thing about this, is because I've been on the show telling people avoid the scams. But here's something that they can really go to, and it's drawing more people into it, so more people are learning, becoming aware of the scams because of your video. So way to go, way to post it, and way to do it. I thought it was terrific, Dawn.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for your time today, too, and telling the story.
Thank you.
Don Belmonte of Woodbridge getting a fraudster to admit that his CR...
Oh, Don, thank you so much. That was great.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have yourself a great day.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.